This is Liz O'Hara. I'm here to talk to you about how to order your books for the online bookstore using MBS's Course Director. Here's the information for that. The website, the username, and the password. The username is Stevenson Edit, the password Read and Edit. Both of those are all lowercase, one word. Let's go ahead and use those to log in. Now, if you're using a Mac, you need to take an extra step here. Under the Safari menu, you need to see Block Pop-up Windows and make sure that is unchecked. Whether you're on a Mac or a PC, after that, the next step is to go to Quick Links and choose Course Director. This is going to take us to a list of all the different times of year that our students buy books. Here we go. 2012-2013 school year is for books that students buy during the summer before they know who their teachers are. So that includes fall trimester courses, like electives, and also full year courses, but for the full year courses, it only includes the books that teachers use in common. So for instance, if all the English 1 teachers use a particular book, that's an in common book, it will be here. Of course, the English 1 teachers are also allowed to use books that their colleagues don't. If I teach English 1, I can teach mythology, even if none of my other English 1 teachers use that book. That's a teacher's choice book, and it would go into the fall trimester. There can be teacher's choice books listed for the winter trimester, and also winter trimester electives go here. And in the spring trimester goes spring trimester electives and teacher's choice books for the spring trimester. Most of us are going to be doing our work here in the 2012-2013 school year, so let's click and go on in. MBS's site sometimes can be a little slow to load. Oh, that wasn't so slow. So here we see a list of all the courses. If you need to work on a course that you don't see listed, please let me know and I will fix that for you. My course is geometry, so let's start there. I click on the title of the course, and in a moment it brings up the materials that students can buy for that course on the online bookstore. They can buy a book, and they can buy a calculator. The online bookstore shows you a picture of the book, so you can be sure you're talking about the correct edition. It also shows you the author information, the ISBN, the publisher, all of that business. It shows you whether the book is required, optional, required, but the student might have purchased it previously, or recommended, whether you're asking the students to buy it new only, or allowing them to choose new or used. It shows you the format. Let's go ahead and pretend for a moment that oh, by the way, these books are what MBS did is it preloaded books that we used for 2011-2012, assuming that we might want to use them again. But we are welcome to make changes here. So let's make a change. Let's add an adoption. Or in other words, add a book. MBS, instead of having you add books, has you adopt them, which I guess makes us feel more warm and fuzzy. The search bar is kind of typical for bookstores or library catalogs. We can search by ISBN, author's last name, title, or keyword. Let's do a title search here for books that have the word geometry in the title. Again, the site can run a little slowly. There we go. MBS carries 982 books that have the word geometry in the title. There we go. And here they are. Again, it shows all the information, the picture, and the selected format. This one is paperback, paperback, paperback. Let's see if we can find some different formats. Print on demand. As of yet, nobody at Stevenson has used this, but I'd be happy to see it used. Hardback. Paperback with an alternate format, Adobe ebook. By the way, when you hover over Adobe ebook, it gives you a check mark. Clicking on the check mark switches the format. Another Adobe ebook, Course Smart ebook. That's a pretty good sampling right there. If you want to try an ebook, please go ahead. We'd be happy to support that. I would help you figure out what that means. This book says it comes with 180-day access. That's somewhat common, but I hear from our contact at MBS that can be negotiated. 180 days, I don't believe, gets us through the school year, so that would be a problem for us if it couldn't be negotiated. Let's go ahead and add one of these books to my course, just so you can see how that works. I'll add this one. And it appears under my course with all the other books. Now, if I want to remove it, I can go ahead and remove it just by clicking here, remove the title, okay. I can remove a book that I just added, like this one. I also could remove one of the books from last year if I wanted to, but I don't. Those were excellent books. I'd like to go back to the main list of courses, so I'm going to click Course Overview. Now I want to look at one of the courses that is marked as having a title problem. Let's try Latin 2 Honors. Right here you can see that it says title problem. So let's see what they mean by that. I'm going to click. A title problem basically means they're telling you, the online bookstore is telling you, that there's a chance that they aren't going to be able to get enough of those books for your students. They don't know for sure yet, but they think that it's possible. So in this case, they think it's possible that they're not going to be able to get enough copies of the Wheelocks. And they'll often tell you why. In this case, they're saying, well, because there's a new edition available. There's a chance that that means that this older edition, we won't be able to get enough of them. If it's an edition problem, you can often solve that quite easily by clicking here, clicking on the edition, and changing it. It offers to let me change to the new edition. I can click select this edition, okay. Now this isn't my course, this is Aaron Duffy's course, so we'll change that back. Click on it again, 7th edition, change it back to the old edition. Are you sure? Yes. So that's what title problem means. It means they might have trouble getting enough books, but they don't know yet because it's so early in the season. Something else I'd like to show you here is what Erin Duffy has done. She said, okay, for the dictionary, it's okay if the students get it used. I don't care if the dictionary is marked up. But for the workbook, I need them to have a pristine workbook. So the workbook should be new only. New or used for the dictionary, new only for the workbook. Let's go back to the course overview. I want to show you one more thing. Let's look at economics. Economics, it says no text required for this course. It's not blank. It actually says there's no text required. And we really like that. It's nice for the students to know that they don't have, that they aren't missing something. Let me show you how he set that up. Let's go to Add Adoptions. Over here, non-title adoptions. You can select a non-title adoption. A non-title adoption is you're putting something in the bookstore that's not a book. It's just a message that says there's no text required, or that materials are available from the instructor, or that materials are available from the school, etc., etc., etc. You pick one of those, no text required, and you add it. And it thinks. And there it is, no text required for this course. Very nice. When you've completed your book list for a course and you're happy with it, what I want you to do is click Approve. That lets me know that you're happy with your book list and that I can go ahead and send it to the online bookstore. So please, your final step in this whole process is to click Approve. As you go through this, you may run into questions, things that I haven't addressed here. I hope you'll feel free to contact me. Please email me or come by my office. I would love to talk to you about how we select books for the online bookstore. Thank you very much for your time and attention.